Each of us has questioned the meaning of life. We are born one day, we die one day. However, we know and experience every moment in between. Yet, we cannot know where we came from in our past or what will happen in the future. This uncertainty keeps alive in our minds the questions of why life exists and what its purpose is. We question why we are here and whether our current actions truly have any meaning. These questions lead humanity towards different ideologies and thought systems regarding the meaning of life. Some believe in the existence of a God who created the universe, shaping the eternity of all lives through this belief. Others find the meaning of life in relationships shared with love and commitment. Some individuals believe that mere existence already constitutes the value of life. However, for nihilists, life is meaningless. To them, every action, the emotions of pain and joy, are entirely empty and meaningless. Nihilism is a form of thinking where we harbor no beliefs, show no values. This thinking nurtures the feeling that life, which exists somewhere within us, is actually meaningless. At certain times, many of us confront our own existential feelings of purposelessness. The notion that life is meaningless can create an inner sense of lacking value in ourselves. These thoughts can foster a sense that life actually holds no meaning at all. Often, when we start questioning our old beliefs or before acquiring new ones, we distance ourselves from our parents' beliefs during this process. We learn new things, experience different encounters, and try to form our own opinions about the world. These thoughts usually start with a simple question: why? This three-letter, one-syllable word is the beginning of questioning fundamental beliefs. Sometimes it feels like being pulled into a swamp, heading somewhere different from the expectations of your life. On Earth, amidst all religions, all scientific discoveries, there remains an unanswered question: why? For nihilists, this is where they arrive. There is no why. There is no answer, just emptiness. Alan Watts once said, "Life is a journey from the maternity ward to the crematorium." Nihilism, derived from the word nihil, meaning nothingness in Latin, coupled with the suffix ism, represents an ideology. It signifies the ideology of nothingness, but this name falls short in fully explaining its meaning. People often confuse nihilism with pessimism. However, these two concepts are quite distinct. Pessimists typically anticipate the worst outcome. They hold a negative view of the world and focus on the negatives in life, believing that evil is always inclined to prevail over good. This is a fundamental difference that sets them apart. Pessimists believe in goodness in the world but consider that humans may not fully achieve it, at least not consistently. On the other hand, nihilists, conversely, believe in nothing. They do not believe in evil in the world, and similarly do not believe in goodness in the world either. According to the nihilistic mindset, the world simply exists. Humans have created morality and thereby defined good and evil. For instance, let's consider the metaphor of a glass. Optimists advise seeing the glass as half full, while pessimists argue that we should see it as half empty. The viewpoint of nihilists is this: whether the glass is half full or half empty is insignificant, because ultimately, we will all die one day. Nihilism, often confused with other philosophies like cynicism and apathy, is actually distinct from them. Categorizing your beliefs into these categories can be more complex than you think. Cynics believe that people usually act in their own self-interests. They don't believe in the genuine ability to do good and have no hope for humanity. They believe everyone is entirely selfish and only strives for personal gain. However, in cynical thought, people being bad actually implies the existence of goodness, not just in humans but overall. In the perspective of a nihilist, there's neither good nor bad. They don't evaluate people as bad because they don't believe these concepts exist. These qualities are merely attributes we apply. Apathetic individuals are indifferent. Life might have meaning, but they are indifferent to that idea. Nihilism generally represents the thought that there is no grand scheme or purpose. It is based on not believing in anything, and therefore not seeking meaning. This presents a contradictory element within nihilism. If you don't believe in anything, that disbelief eventually becomes a form of belief. However, when you believe in something, nihilism disappears because nihilism represents the belief that nothing exists. Nihilism differs significantly from other philosophical thoughts, as it initially emerged as a literary phenomenon before becoming a philosophical concept. Hence, its definition is more ambiguous than other philosophical notions. Despite being explained in various ways by different individuals, these diverse descriptions have been categorized, forming different types of nihilism. There exist different types of nihilism. Political nihilism is a belief system that advocates for the elimination of all political, social, and religious orders for the advancement of humanity. Then comes ethical nihilism, which rejects absolute ethical or moral values. Here, good and bad are defined by society, reflecting a situation where nearly everything desired can be done, more as a necessity to attain complete individual freedom than as a requirement. Finally, there's existential nihilism, which embodies the idea that life has no inherent meaning or value. This is the type that's popular and discussed in this text. For nihilists, the existence of structures like the state, religious institutions, and even societal ethics is seen as constraints on individual freedom. Can we truly be free if we cannot do exactly what we want? Or have we bound ourselves with an invisible mental chain for reasons we can't comprehend? Let's ponder for a moment. If life indeed lacks meaning and our actions hold no value, what do the achievements of science, the miracles of technology, the exploration of space, and developments like human rights really signify? Considering all these, it could be daunting to think that these advancements might remain as a mere waste of time in the grand scheme without any ultimate consequence. Knowing that all experiences, ups and downs, might amount to nothing, in the end can be truly exhausting. Instead of understanding the chaos of reality, focusing on mocking it sometimes seems like an easier option. Friedrich Nietzsche was an intriguing philosopher because he both advocated for and opposed nihilism. By supporting nihilism, he asserted that there is no objective structure or order apart from what we create in the world. He once stated, "Every belief must necessarily be false because of having to think that everything is true, simply because there is no real world." He believed that nihilism would expose the beliefs and truths of ancient Western mythology for all of humanity. He famously declared, "God is dead." He wasn't referring to the actual God of religious beliefs. Rather, he used this metaphor to reject the power and status quo of religious orders, where people were starting to assign more meaning to themselves at that time and attempting to give new meanings to their own lives. However, at the same time, Friedrich opposed nihilism by claiming that its emergence in the coming centuries would lead civilization to an unexpected explosion, akin to a collapsed river. When we look at the most destructive civilizations in human history, we can clearly see the validity of this claim. Long-held cultural traditions, beliefs, religious institutions, and even financial systems are breaking down, and nihilism is seeping into these voids.